Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleiman Abrahima, is lashing out at the National Communications Authority, NCA, over what he describes as lack of transparency in the frequency licensing processes. It follows the authority's decision to approve fresh licenses for some 133 FM stations, including Radio Gold and XYZ. Suleiman Abrahima says the decision is only a reversal of a politically motivated action, challenging the authority to make public who bears the cost of a workshop which is expected to precede the issuance of the fresh licenses. Simply
a restoration of what ought to be, and perhaps a realization of an exercise of unfairness against a group of radio station operators. And so I think basically it's a reversal of a very bad decision, which in my view was politically motivated and could have emanated from a culture of the rule of man rather than rule of law.
Let me ask you this. Do you know whether or not any fines were paid?
Not that I'm aware of, and that's also because the NCA has decided not to be transparent with the way it manages FM frequencies in the country. They put out data, and when you challenge them, they alter the data. They shamefully remove certain parts of data that they have published. Beyond that, when they are challenged to also publish, I mean, the simple thing of disclosing to the public what is the full list, the list of the radio stations that have been shut down, then we are told that it will require research for them to be able to establish that. We ask for the full list of radio stations that are active as per the NCA's conditions, and action that they indicate the date of authorization of those stations and the dates of renewal of authorization of those stations. And again, we are told doing so would require research on the part of the NCA to be able to produce that.
Let's now talk about the conditions attached to the approval. Does it seem fair to you from the standpoint of the Media Foundation for West Africa?
Another absurdity. There are conditions that are clearly specified within the laws of the NCA, the Electronic Communications Act, and even the NCA's own act, clearly specifies under what conditions somebody should be granted frequency authorization. And in fact, it also says that the NCA shall even publish the list of applications it receives and those that it grants and those that it refuses, which the NCA, as far as I know, doesn't comply. So one can say, in as much as they would want operators to comply with the rules, they think that they can go without complying with the rules. And so it's not surprising that we are seeing something like a workshop for frequency. We need to find out who bears the cost of that workshop. Is it the NCA or the individual applicants for frequency? And I think that if the latter is the case, it will even further make the whole thing quite